it is not always feasible to see what is happening clearly at a glance. Before passing judgment on someone, try to understand why they act the way they do. Stephanie Smith, 35, gives birth to her adored son Isaiah at the start of the narrative. The expectant mother couldn't wait to give birth to her son, who went on to enjoy a wonderful and healthy life. She lavished all of her attention and love on Stephanie because she was a much-anticipated kid. But if everything had gone well, we wouldn't be talking about this incident right now. The infant started experiencing weird events when he was a few months old. On the body, a painful area that was constantly expanding and causing the child great distress emerged on their skin. The problem got worse as the rash spread all over his body. The woman fought back. She visited the physicians with this in mind. They recommended creams and ointments for her treatment, just as they did for the infant. But nothing worked, and the physicians were helpless. The precise nature of the infant's problem was unknown to the doctors. Because of this, she had a rash that covered the majority of her body and was severely bleeding. He had a severe case of eczema, according to the medical professionals. Steroid ointments were recommended for the infant. Given the potency of the drugs, it was likely that the youngster would recover. This, however, did not take place. Yes, the rash shrank in size at the start of the treatment. But the spots quickly grew even larger. Additionally, Isaiah's hair started to fall out. Simply put, the doctors who recommended the questionable course of therapy didn't know how to handle the child. As Stefania mentioned, the medical professionals still asserted that Isaiah had eczema, but less vehemently than before. However, the drugs that were designed to treat the illness were ineffective. Stephanie noticed that the baby's skin was starting to rip 5 months after the therapy started, exposing serious sores. A hospital visit was required for the infant. However, they were unable to heal Isaiah there. They could only stop the attack and treat the wounds. From her own experience, Stephanie knew there was only one efficient method to ease her baby's suffering. As she did so, the mother lowered the infant into the sink and ran a stream of water over it. Even though it didn't resolve the issue, this provided some comfort. The infant didn't stop wailing and calming down until it was in the water. The mother spent a lot of time in the bathtub with her child because of this. However, a lot of people found this approach confusing and believed Stephanie was crazy. Because it harmed the baby, Stephanie was unable to touch him. The mother made an effort not to disturb the infant as he sobbed after being touched. The infant appeared to have no skin at all. The situation was awful, and the physicians were at a loss for what to do. Stephanie could tell that the medical professionals were unsure about her infant's condition. She chose to take independent action. The woman started investigating the data she had discovered online. While reading mothers' forums, Stephanie unintentionally came across something that altered the course of events. She discovered images of infants with comparable skin issues. It was discovered that steroid medicines were the root of the horrific scars and sores. These were the medications prescribed for her son. Women who had children who had been harmed by steroids talked to others about their experiences. The dissatisfied mothers wrote about how the rashes grew worse after the rash got worse after they stopped taking these medications. That provided a hint as to what was going on with Isaiah. At her own risk, Stephanie stopped providing her son the drugs that were reportedly inappropriate for him. She kept spraying him with water to ease his discomfort. She also started using natural medicines and turned to traditional medicine. The awful patches and bleeding sores on the boy's skin eventually started to disappear. The total recovery of the patient was yet 9 months away. There are barely 9 months remaining for full recovery. Stephanie started holding the infant while continuing to use home cures to rescue her kid. Doctors who examined the infant were astonished by the findings afterward. The boy was found to be in perfect health. Now that the infant is no longer uncomfortable, Stefania continually cradles him in her arms and caresses him. This is how Isaiah was able to recover thanks to a mother's love and care, her never-ending efforts to save the child, and her pursuit of the ideal resolution. Although the lady was able to assist her child, it is important to remember that parents' strong sense of self-will and conviction that they are the experts frequently have disastrous results. That is why seeking advice from a trained medical expert should always come first. Alright, friends, share this video with your. It's always enjoyable to hear difficult tales that have happy conclusion.